3 introduction to the heart. And so I wanted to just kind of put a little warning out there. This is a cadaver heart. And so I just know that's not something everybody wants to see or can for different reasons. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is the heart. This is a dissected human heart, and let's go ahead and take a walk through it. The external part of the heart is kind of interesting, actually. So as you can see, there are those tiny little blood vessels we talked about. These like little coronary vessels. And so they're going to feed the myocardium. They're going to feed the muscle parts of the heart. All the cellular tissues of the heart are really going to become fed by these like tiny little feather lines. And like one of the things we talked about earlier is there's a lot of fat actually there, right? And so that fat is some easy storage, retrieval of any kinds of energy. So other things is that the heart, especially in humans, can get fat relatively quickly. And not just from eating fat, a lot of times from eating things like sugar. So it's an important storage point. So it's important to monitor the amount of fat on a patient's heart. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is the interventricular sulcus. So like a sulcus is like if there's like, a mountain here, I guess. Here's like a mountain. And then there's like kind of this like little valley area here that maybe a river goes through, or like, I don't know, a coronary vessel. The part where it sinks down is the sulcus. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay. Same thing like on the brain when you see sulci and gyri, like sulci sink down there, like the big sinking points. Left ventricle and then the right ventricle, which there's a little more to it when we get to the inside of the heart, so we'll do that. The anterior interventricular artery is going to be running down the interventricular sulcus, so that's hopefully helpful. Artery bringing fresh oxygenated blood to the heart, into the muscle of the heart, so it can pump and be happy and healthy. So down here, just stay there. So this is a cross section of the heart, and so there's a few things I want you to notice. Number one, up here has a whole lot of business. And a lot of it looks like connective tissue and, of course, tunnels, right? And they are. This is the base of the heart. And so this is where blood is coming in and blood is coming out. So this is where the heart interacts with the vasculature of the cardiovascular system. And down here on this, more towards the apex of the heart, right? So down here is a more muscular, look at how broad that is, portion of the heart. These are typically those strong areas of the ventricles, right? So the ventricle cavities are here, right? And those big muscles are the muscles of the ventricle. Those are going to be contracting and squishing blood out and, expanding and contracting and pushing blood out and sucking it all in, and we'll talk about how that works in a bit. Other things that are kind of interesting, let me see if I can get this erased real quick. Okay. Which is kind of interesting, if it'll let me go bigger. Nope. Okay. Is you might notice these like little strings. These are chordateninae and tendinous cords, like native tendons, right? And so they are going to be pulled on by these like kind of like lumpy bumps of muscle out here. Okay, and this is the trabeculae carne. So trabecular is anything that looks kind of like, you remember the trabecular bone, and it looks like there's holes in it, like a, not like a honeycomb, but more like a sponge. That's the trabeculae, or the trabecular phenotype, right? And carne, just like carne adovata, means meat, means muscle. Okay, and so these are going to be where all of these little, yes, it worked. Okay, you can see they start attaching here. See how they're attaching to these like little finger points, these finger-like projections, right? This is how they get pulled open and closed. And what they are is they're pulling and opening and closing. You can't really see it that well here, but these big kind of slats of connective tissue, this whitish light pink stuff right here, that's actually the valves. So those are the open and closed doors, right? So, oops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to erase. Okay. But those are the opening and closing doors that let blood into and push blood out of the ventricles and exchange it between the atria. Okay. Maybe my fingers are too cold. I can't like make my screen go smooth. Okay. Well, something tells me that's probably it for now. Looks like maybe I'm just low on battery. Okay, so that is the internal portion of a cadaver heart, and I will talk to you a little bit more about this in the next video. All right, well, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Bye-bye.